Hi everyone, welcome back to my Beach Angel Tarot shop. I am here to do my September love story reading, and I am going to use a new deck that I got that I am in love with. I'm just absolutely in love with this deck. Mystic Moon Oracles. I'm going to do the whole reading with this deck, although I'm going to get opening messages from the Wisdom of the House of Knights. And then we're going to do the reading. So let's focus on what is your love story. Remember, this is just for September. This isn't forever. This is just the energies around September's love story. And I'm excited to use this new deck. I'll put a link to it again below. If you want your own, you can go to her shop and order the deck. So we're going to see what comes from this deck for our opening energies for September's love story. Oh my gosh. That is so funny because I'm pretty sure that just came up in my other reading. I think it was September Yamaya Womb Creation. I think. Oh my gosh, I can't remember which one it was, but it just came up. And the horse spirit coming up for everyone on the journey, helping. I know for myself and for some clients and stuff, the horse spirit has been coming, and it's here again. So the energy is confidence. So it's another confirmation. It's a repeat card. So let's see what comes up. I'm not going to be using any other deck. I think I'm going to be doing one card for each placement, but I may, we'll see how it goes. I may get guided to do two. I'm allowing that energy to be open for this reading. God and the angels, Archangel Michael, to guide and protect our time and space together. No, you know which one that came up in? That came up in my September love weather forecast that I just did a couple days ago. It's all coming back to me now. And it's interesting, this is like a fall leaves. And I'm getting a little bit of a Halloween vibe there too. Even though I know Halloween's in October, but I'm getting a little bit of that time frame from that. That one came out and it is abandoned, so someone may be feeling alone or abandoned. 5 of Cups, 5 of Pentacles together there, like a mixture of those two. Trying to think, this is trying to think 6 weeks. This is no, that's definitely longer than 6 weeks. Okay, so who are you in your love story? What energy surrounds you in your love story at this time, which is September, and it is cycles. So you may be feeling like you are going around in circles. You may be really looking at, I feel like the moon cycles, these past moon phases, and the energies that we've been going through with the solar eclipses, the lunar eclipses, all of that energy is affecting you in a really big way. You can see that. You may be seeing how those that we have just come through have affected you, or you may be seeing or sensing the energy change around you with that. But it's definitely talking about that. And for some, you may be feeling like with cycles that things are literally cycling and repeating themselves. You're just going in circles in some way, shape, or form. Or it can be, you know, all of those are both coming up for some too. So I'm going to pull another one here and see. And it's nostalgia. So you may be longing for someone from the past. You may be wanting a past energy to cycle back. You know, you may be waiting for something to kind of return from the past. You may really be thinking, wow, how did this happen again? You know, like maybe you had come together with your partner in love, and then you because with the abandon coming out, it feels like maybe there was a separation, again, another cycle of separation, and you're in this cycle again of feeling nostalgic for the past and the grip that that love has on you. And this is a keepsake kind of feeling as well. So trying to keep a grasp on that feeling from, you know, that romantical energies from the past, or that partner from the past, or that love from the past, or whatever that is. And you really got it's really got a grip on you, I feel. It's really got a firm hold on you, and you're like, I'm in that cycle of this feeling again, you know. And so this is where you're finding yourself in the month of September. So this is who you are. You're in the grips of this cycle of feeling nostalgic for your love, right? In whatever way, shape, or form. Where your partner stands in this love story in September. What's their character? How are they behaving? Balancing the scales. So they're going through some energetic balancing, some karmic balancing. They're balancing things out in their lives. This, of course, brings up Libra for me, even though Libra does occur in September. So this could be something that is coming into balance for them in the Libra time frame, which is towards the end of September. So they may be working towards something around that time frame as well. This could also be, gives me the, you know, obviously the feeling of justice card, and it can be that they are working on something legal, legalities, straightening something out, you know, in their lives that has a legal ramification. So maybe they're divorcing, or maybe they are buying or selling a home and working through the contracts. It's like papers, that type of thing. But overall, in the larger energy, it's talking about bringing their lives into balance. And you may find that in the Libra time frame, or starting there in it towards the end of September, things coming more into balance. They may be working towards that. And we have devotion. So they're really devoted to bringing their life into balance, number one, and they're devoted to bringing the energies back into balance, perhaps in this partnership as well. But there is a beautiful sense of devotion and also holding on to the light that they feel in this partnership. I feel like that brings them into balance. When they focus on your light, they feel more balanced energetically, and they hold that. You can see a hand holding this, and you can see a hand holding, or two hands holding this. So they are really treasuring it. It feels like they're receiving a gift, and it feels like they're offering a gift out, when, you know, I kind of feel into the energy of them holding it in their hand. So they're feeling they're open, you know, even though they're holding that candle, they're very open as well. So there is a lot of beautiful energies and messages coming up here from this, but they are in the midst of balancing their energies and, you know, bringing some sort of balance into their lives. But they are devoted to doing so, and they're devoted on, I feel also, of course, the relationship and holding that, because it feels like it's connected to this nostalgia. So they are, you know, really feeling that energy here. What or who is blocking you from moving to the next chapter? Admired. Communication. So obviously, with the communication, there, you know, what's blocking is that maybe there is not enough communication. Maybe there has not been enough recognition. This feels like very Six of Wands-ish to me. When, you know, we look at being admired, this is a good thing. But when we see it in the blockage position, what's blocking the energy is you may be not feeling recognized for your efforts. Maybe you feel like that wasn't communicated enough to you. Maybe you feel like you haven't had that communication where you feel like you've been given enough recognition with words, right? Sometimes people will do one thing and say another, and for some reason that feeling's coming up to me. I'm getting like mixed signals by something they say. Some people show their affections towards people by what they do, and just expect them to figure out, hey, if I'm here, I showed up, I'm here. You know, that shows I care. But if they don't say it, then that other person doesn't get it, right? So I feel like maybe your way of being recognized and feeling like you're getting the recognition you need needs to come through words, spoken words. Because I feel like almost here, like I'm channeling an energy that is saying, hey, I do care, but you didn't see. Like, I feel like a two-way conversation going on here. And so it's like one person saying, I needed the words, and the other person saying, I was showing you an action. I did this. And for me, that's huge, but you didn't admire me for my action I took. So for one needs the words, and for the other didn't. And I feel like both sides here are coming up in this conversation, and the way that they approach their sense of being recognized for their efforts, and one's through talking and one's through not talking but doing. So there's two separate things here. So that's what's blocking maybe both of you. So like not seeing eye to eye on how we get our needs met, how we feel recognized for or admired, or how we absorb and feel the love of the other person. The previous chapter of your love story, what leads up to now? Contemplation. So taking time out. So this person could have taken time out. You could have an awakening. So there has been a pause in action, perhaps on their side or yours or both. What's leading up to now is the previous chapter is, taking time away to contemplate, and in doing so they are awakening. So there is a pause, but just know that there is an awakening taking place. Where you are in your love story, present chapter, and it is union. So beautiful. So I feel like it's tied to the cycles. So cycling through, there is still a sense of cycling through for this union, and winter. Because winter is a card of reflection. It's a card of more frozen, cold type of energy. So there is a little bit of that in regards. Like you are connected energetically, yes. That union energy is there in spirit, right? So if you're not in the physical union, because I feel like that, and something could have occurred in the wintertime for you in regards to this connection. But I do feel like there's a pause, there's some colder energy around the union where you are right now, for a lot that are tuned into this reading in particular. But I do feel also this is tied to this moon phase and this cycling and the energy that you're feeling too. So these are both going together. This is standing for where you are in your love story right now, feeling nostalgic, feeling like you're in another cycle of, being nostalgic for the past and holding on to that love as a keepsake, or it has a hold on you too, because it felt like it had a hold on you. So that is cycling into this feeling of union, but being in a colder energy, very, and I'm really drawn to the snowflake on here, and snowflakes are very unique. So this is a very unique connection. There's something very different about this connection, but it's also on like a hiatus type of energy. It's on freeze. It's kind of colder. It's not as warm, right? And it can also be very reflective too. And for some, wintertime could have been important. The next chapter in your love story, if you can move past the block in number 3, which was this, how we communicate our needs, how we get our needs met, how we feel like we're being recognized for who we are in our efforts, right? So if you can move past that block where you headed, and it's destruction and observer, which isn't a bad thing, right? It's because if you're not together, you could just be observing the other person could be observing you. You may find out the other person has been kind of looking at you, or they may be finding out you've been looking at them. Question mark. So there's a destruction of the unknown here. Basically, outside of even the words or the fact that they're looking at a computer. So if you just look at the energies, there is a destruction of the question mark and the darkness of this is like a dark face. There's no face present. So again, I'm getting a feeling like I did in this reading. It's coming up to me where someone couldn't read the other person. They couldn't get a sense of their facial expression. They didn't know what they were feeling. So they couldn't get a feel for the situation. It's like reading someone's facial expressions. You don't know where you stand if you can't see their face. So there's a destruction of that question mark, of that unknown about this person's feelings. For some, it may come to light that this person's been, kind of, what do you want to call that, shadowing or something them for a while, or they may find out you've been shadowing them, which kind of opens it up. But I feel like this brings a big change to the unknown around a situation, and around the unknown of maybe their feelings, because now you can maybe see, because this will no longer be a black question mark here. Darkness of unknown. And that's if you can get past this. And there may be some inner work you need to do to really recognize, look back at your relationship and say, wow, okay, maybe that does mean that, maybe I need to be more open-minded about how they express, maybe we can compromise and I can explain to them, and they will better understand what I need to feel more fulfilled or more, you know, complete within myself from what I need from them. So it's like looking at that, but recognizing the efforts of the other person. So you need to kind of get past that. The end of the love story for September. And this came out in the last reading at the end. So it's twin flame return. So there you go. So if someone returns to you by the end of September and you weren't sure if they were your twin, this could be confirmation. I don't do them. I don't feel like I can do confirmations for twin flames. I can sense the energies, you know, obviously from reading the cards, and can kind of feel that there's more possibility for that energy, but I would never, even if I thought I could, which I cannot, I would not do that because it takes away from the journey. The journey is about self-discovery, self-empowerment, on the way to this, you know, and it's also for the other person as well. It's for their self-healing and self-discovery and self-empowerment as well. So to tell someone that is to take away their journey. So you couldn't, that to me, that's not possible, or it shouldn't be. So yeah, but they're saying the return of twin flame. So I'm going to pull an undercurrent here, and we have spring. So spring is new energy, something new growing, new life, but it's also timing as well. So this could be, even though it could be for some, this is going to happen between now and September. Timing is, you know, again, impossible to say someone's coming back at a certain time if you're feeling that, but you're definitely feeling that hold that that nostalgia has on you, that you can feel it, like, you know, the tides, the ins and the outs, right? The ebb and the flow of the tide and the moon. You can feel that hold that has, that nostalgic hold, the love that has a hold on you. You can feel that energy. So you definitely know that. But to say that that could happen at a certain time, you know, is hard to say. So, but because energy ebbs and flows like that. But for some, this could be September to up until spring that would happen. If this person is a true twin, they will return, and it could be up until spring. But it's going to be fresh. If it happens, it's going to be fresh, new energy. It's going to feel like new life, right? All new. After, they're saying after the winter. So we had the winter back here. Let me just go back. And I think this one is, yeah. So it's after the winter time. I'm going to let it at that. I hope everyone has enjoyed the reading, and I absolutely love this deck. We'll put a link again to it below, and I'm sending everyone, I'm going to take them all down. Don't forget the horse spirit guide energy here, and yeah, angel blessings, oceans of love, big hugs.